Welcome to the internship program. I am Shubham Gupta from NextGen AI Frameworks Private Limited. I have 14 years of work experience in the fields of artificial intelligence, software development, and robotics. I will now show you this modular system that I am creating, and what I want to do here is, if someone is giving spam text, I won't allow them to convert it to audio. If someone is giving spam text, I won't allow them to convert it to audio. This is what I want here. So how to hit the APIs? We have requests library available, and how it works is, you can use this method .get here, request.get, and pass the URL here. So if you remember here in spam detection 1, this is the endpoint that we need to hit. This is the endpoint. Let's see. So till here you will understand this is the exact same thing. And plus text, what it is doing is, so I pass the custom text, I pass the argument here. So if I highlight here, it is saying that it requires one argument text here. So this is what I did manually. So when you pass in this function text, it will be concatenated with this request, and this URL, final URL, will be hit, and whatever we get as a response, so what kind of response, this kind of response, whatever we get as a response, it will be stored in response variable. Again, this final URL will be hit, and then all the response will be stored in this response variable. And if the status code is 200, so if the status code is 200, this means we got the output from the API. So if the status code is 200, then we will be getting some response. So from response.json, so what will happen is, I already told you that I am dealing with JSON because it is the best format that you can use to combine multiple systems together. So .json means whatever we are getting in response, it should be in the JSON format. JSON method will do this. It will store everything that we get from response in the format JSON. And now what will happen is, you can access the keys from this JSON. So what this means is, I will show you. So if you see, this is the JSON document and it contains this key message. So this is the JSON document and it contains this key message. So this is what I am trying to access, directly the message. So if you see in the terminal, it is directly showing the message, and I will show you the previous outputs also. So let's see. So if I print the JSON underscore data directly, I will get this output, and if I pass this key message, then I will get only the text, and this is what I am interested in. I am interested in only text. You will understand this second function easily. It is exactly the same. So if you look at, but just the thing is, I am hitting the another URL for the TTS. So this is the URL, and then variable is different, text, and then I am concatenating it again with the with this text and hitting it, and the response I am getting from this one is this message key again. So what I am doing is taking out message only. And the other thing you will see is, if you are getting response status code different from 200, so for example your API crashed, or you are manually sending that you are not authorized to run this API, that kind of things, it will go in else case. So in else what will happen is it will return the status code and show this message, failed to retrieve data, status code this. So this is what else part is doing. So very easy, nothing too complex. And to call these functions like this, so this is the complete new project. See, to create these kind of systems that needs integration with multiple projects, you can use it like this. So you can deploy uh, these previous projects on Ubuntu server on different ports, and when you create a new project you can use the REST APIs like this. And if you have any doubt regarding integrating the systems, you can ask, then I will show you how I can stop the access for the user if they are passing spam text. I will write the code now, and if you have any doubt you can ask first.
Like in Node.js, if you want to communicate with the other page, we will be importing the page on the top, right? How come this project's communicating? Like here, you call the function get spam response. How did this go to that spam thing?
So what you are trying to ask, I actually what I understand from your question is you want to know how these three projects are communicating together. This is what you want to know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I already told you that I created the REST API using Flask in this email spam project, and then I used
Okay,
again the REST. I created the REST API again in text to speech project. So these are running in
okay,
three different Visual Studio window if you see. So these are completely different projects, and
okay,
this project email spam is running on port 6000. So you cannot run multiple projects on same port, you have to specify different ports.
okay,
So this is running on 6000 port, TTS is running on 5000 port. By default, if you don't pass the port, it will run on 5000. This is what Flask is doing. And then in the new system, what I am doing is hitting those APIs. I am not creating REST API here, but hitting those APIs. This is how you hit the
okay,
APIs. So if you look at any API, or if I, for example, let's see, Google will not allow us to get the text. Let's see if it works. So if I create a new function here, just for the knowledge purpose, let's see if I create or pass google.com here, let's see what kind of response we get. Google will not allow us to gather the data, but let's see what we will get. So requests, okay, so we have everything here, and I will not let's see if we get JSON data or not. Maybe it will just crash or give some data and get get response. Let's see, this is the new function, getting the google.com data. So get response and some text. Actually this text is also not required. So this is the basic one. Let's see if I hit it, what will I get? Yeah, so it is not returning JSON data. So what I will do is just skip everything else and print the response. Let's see what kind of response Google is giving. So this is the response code 200. This is what we are getting, and rest is none. So this is what we are getting from Google. So you can hit any API, any web page or API you want, like this, using request library. So this was the easiest way you can hit the API, and I will not go into detail, but if you want I can show you how to create API tokens also. So if you look for ChatGPT or any other third-party service, then what they will do is charge you for tokens. So for yeah, I will show you. It is really interesting. So if you want to charge your clients for machine learning or AI things, then what happens is you have to charge for tokens, and I already told you what tokens is in the world of AI ML. So chat GPT pricing, let's look at the pricing and how they are charging. This is the pricing, this is what we are looking at. So the pricing is 5. If you use GPT 4.0 API, then pricing will be $5 for 1 million input tokens, and for batch API $2.5 for 1 million input tokens. So this is how they are charging. So what you can do is create a code so that you can store the or calculate the characters or tokens that someone is sending, and then you can check the limit and bill them accordingly. This is how it works in the API world according to the input tokens. Everyone is charging like this. So these are the REST APIs that are available with these endpoints, and what I'm doing is just hitting these APIs, and if I want to hit the APIs from the Python code, then this is the way: request library. So hitting the first system, hitting the second system, the easiest way, like this. And now very easy thing that I'm going to do is, so if I run only the first spam detection project, this is spam. So when I pass the text here, it will detect for the spam and show me the output by hitting the REST API for email spam. So next thing what I want to do is final thing. One final thing is, if the text is spam, then I don't want anyone to be able to convert the text to audio. This is what finally I want. So let's see, the response of get spam response function is giving me this string, this mail is spam. So I can store the spam response in a variable, and then very easy, if spam response equals to, so if spam response is this, then print you cannot convert text to speech, give some other text. Then in else case, you are good to go. So let's run this project and see what happens. You can't convert text to speech, give some other text, because this is spam text. This is spam text. And one thing you will notice is I have to run this program again and again. So for the easy access, what I will do is just copy this text one time. Okay, so I will put input method here and ask the user to give some text. So what I did is just use this method. What it will do is, it will ask in terminal to give some text, and then run the function get spam response, and then whatever we get as a response will be stored in spam response. I will just run this program so you will understand better. So see, if I am running the program, but this time it is asking for some text. So let's see, hello, how are you? You are good to go. Yeah, we can convert text to speech now. But if I pass this text, you can't convert text to speech, give some other text. Yeah, so this system is doing great. And this is see the amount of code I'm writing. So the systems I created earlier took 4 sessions to complete, but this time the modular system that I am creating is taking this much of code only. So this is great way to create the modular systems. Next thing is, what I will do is just you are good to go. After this I will convert text to speech, and but this time what I will pass is this, the text given by the user. So not passing it directly here, I will store the user input in this variable and pass user input here, and this time I will pass user input in the text to speech project. Again, what I did, I created this user input variable. So ask for some text, it will be stored in user input. So this will be shown in terminal, give some text, and then I can pass some text, it will be stored in user input. Then it will be passed to get spam response function, and we will get the response from that project, spam project that we created, this email spam project. Then if the response is this email is spam, then user should not be able to convert text to speech, because we don't want spam in our system. Next thing is, if it is not spam, it will convert it to speech. So let's see how this project will work. So I will run it, give some text. So this is modular system, you are good to go. So it is converting our text. Let's wait and see if it is working. You will not see the audio file here because it will be stored in the TTS project here. So we have 3 files already available here. Let's see. Yeah, created audio file. Let's see 4th file, this one.
This is modular system.
Yeah, it is working perfectly. And now what I will do is try another case. So I will give some spam text, bad text. You can't convert. So our second system, text to speech, was not hit because it was spam text. So any questions, any doubts? I will create an article and paste all the code there so that you can see the code. It is really simple, just the REST APIs on different ports, different projects on different ports, and then this modular system is hitting those APIs. And yeah, one more thing, interesting thing, very interesting thing. So if you set up server A and server B, so server A has 2 GB of RAM, 2 GB of RAM server A, and has 2 for example virtual CPU or cores say, and then this server, Ubuntu server, is running for example email spam detection, or let's increase some RAM size, 4 GB of RAM for example. So this is our server A running email spam detection project. But for TTS project, I already told you you need more RAM. So RAM for example 4 virtual CPUs, and then it is running our TTS text to speech project. So we have 2 server already available, and what we can do is, if we want to create a new system, completely new system, so what we can do is set up a server C, but this server will not require that kind of or that kind of hardware. You can even run this system on 2 GB RAM, and for example 1 virtual CPU, because what this system will do is just run the modular system, and all the users that you are getting, you can route that traffic to this one. So all the users should access this system and not those systems. What this system will do is moderate all the traffic, and it will hit the other systems and gather the output and then send it to the user. So this is the real world use case. I already have done all these things, so this is why I'm telling you this is the best way to create modular system. And what you can do is one real life situation. So what will happen is, if you are getting too much requests for creating text to speech, so what you can do is set up server D with the same configuration, set up server D or D for same configuration, and add a balancer, load balancer here. So what will happen is, whenever you hit the modular system, whenever any user hit the modular system, if server B is busy, request will go to server D again. So whenever user hit the modular system, then what will happen is, if server B is busy, it is having too many tasks to do, then the request will go to server D. This is what load balancing is called. So what I am talking about is, if you in the future, if you run for millions of users hitting your servers and everything, then this kind of situation, these kind of modular systems you will require. This marks the completion of modular system project. I will see you in next session. Have a nice day.